If you're waking up tired, even after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your brain might already be under attack, and you don't even know it. You think you're resting. You think you're doing the right thing. But what if the way you're sleeping is quietly damaging your memory, slowing your thinking, and even accelerating brain aging? Here's the part that should worry you. Your brain doesn't just turn off when you sleep. It goes into a deep cleaning mode, flushing out toxins, repairing cells, resetting your entire system. But if something interrupts that process, even slightly, those toxins can start building up night after night. And over time, that buildup has been linked to brain fog, mood swings, poor focus, and even long-term cognitive decline. But wait, this is where it gets uncomfortable, because the problem isn't just how long you sleep. It's how you sleep, when you sleep, and the small habits you repeat every single night without thinking. Most people miss the warning signs, like waking up at the same time every night, or needing caffeine just to feel normal, or that strange feeling where your mind feels heavy in the morning. You've probably noticed at least one of these, but ignored it. And that's exactly how this gets worse, because your body is trying to tell you something. The scary part? By the time most people realize their sleep is broken, the damage has already started. But there's one specific mistake, something incredibly common that disrupts your brain's repair process more than anything else. And chances are, you're doing it tonight. You've probably told yourself this before. I'll catch up on sleep later. Just one late night won't hurt. I slept 7 hours. That should be enough. But here's what most people don't realize. Sleep isn't just about quantity. It's about what your brain is able to do during those hours. And if that process gets disrupted, even slightly, your brain doesn't recover the way you think it does. This is where things start to feel off. You wake up, but you don't feel clear. You forget small things more often. You struggle to focus, even on simple tasks. Your mood shifts faster than it used to, and you might brush it off as stress or just getting older. But what if it's not that? What if your sleep, the thing that's supposed to protect your brain, is quietly working against you? It gets worse because the damage doesn't show up all at once. It builds slowly, silently, night after night. Studies suggest that poor quality sleep can interfere with your brain's ability to clear out waste proteins, the same kind linked to long-term cognitive issues. And when that cleanup process fails, your brain starts operating under pressure, like a system that's never fully reset. But here's the twist. Even people who think they sleep well are often doing one or two small things that completely disrupt this process. Things that feel harmless. Things you've probably been doing for years. And this is where most people go wrong. They focus on obvious problems, like staying up too late, but ignore the hidden habits that are actually causing the damage. In a moment, we're going to break down the exact warning signs your brain is sending you, the ones you might have already experienced, without realizing it, because once you see them, you won't be able to ignore them anymore. Section 1. The good sleep illusion that's fooling you. You think you slept well last night. You were in bed for 7, maybe 8 hours. You didn't wake up much. You didn't even check your phone. So everything should be fine, right? Not exactly. Because here's what most people don't realize. You can be asleep and still not be getting real sleep. And this is where things go wrong. Your brain cycles through different stages at night. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Each one has a specific job, but the most critical phase for your brain, the one responsible for repair and detox, is deep sleep. That's when your brain essentially cleans itself. Now here's the problem. If something interrupts your deep sleep, even if you don't fully wake up, that cleaning process gets cut short, and your brain notices. You've probably felt this before. You wake up feeling off, not tired exactly, but not sharp either. Like your thoughts are slower, like your brain is dragging behind your body. That's not random. That's your brain telling you it didn't get enough deep sleep. But wait, it gets worse. Because the biggest disruptors of deep sleep are things you'd never suspect, like slight noise in the background, or your room being just a little too warm, or even tiny spikes in stress hormones during the night. You don't wake up, you don't remember anything, but your brain does. And this is the part no one talks about. You could repeat this pattern for weeks, months, even years, without realizing that your brain is slowly falling behind on its recovery. Think about that. Every night, your brain is supposed to reset, but instead, it's carrying over unfinished cleanup from the night before. That's like never clearing trash from your house, just letting it build up slowly in the background. And eventually, it starts to affect everything. Your focus, your memory, your decision-making. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people try to fix this by sleeping longer, going to bed earlier, sleeping in on weekends. But that doesn't fix the real issue, because it's not about how long you're in bed. It's about how much quality deep sleep your brain is actually getting. And if that's broken, more time in bed won't save you. Section 2. The hidden habit that's quietly blocking your brain's repair system. Let's talk about something you probably do every night, something that feels completely harmless, and yet it might be the biggest reason your brain isn't recovering. Screens. Your phone, your laptop, your TV. You already know they can affect sleep, but not in the way you think. Most people believe the problem is just blue light, but that's only part of the story. Here's what most people don't realize. When you scroll, watch, or engage with content before bed, your brain doesn't just see light. It becomes active, emotionally active, mentally stimulated, alert, even if you feel relaxed. And this is where things get dangerous. Because your brain needs a transition period before sleep, a gradual shutdown. But when you go straight from stimulation into sleep, your brain doesn't fully switch modes. It carries that activity into your sleep, and that disrupts your deep sleep cycles. You might fall asleep quickly, but your brain stays in a lighter, more restless state. Now think about this. How often do you check your phone just for a minute before bed? How often does that turn into 20, 30, even 60 minutes? You've probably done this more times than you can count. And each time, your brain pays the price. But wait, this changes everything. Even what you watch matters. Stressful content, fast-paced videos, emotionally intense scenes, they trigger your nervous system. And your body doesn't just forget that when you close your eyes. It carries that signal into the night. Your heart rate stays slightly elevated. Your brain stays slightly alert, just enough to block deep recovery. And here's the twist. You might still sleep normally. You won't notice anything obvious. But the next day, you feel it. Slower thinking, lower energy, shorter attention span. And you blame it on something else. Work, stress, diet. But the real cause? That harmless habit before bed. Section 3. Why waking up at night is a bigger warning sign than you think. You wake up at 2:47 a.m. or 3:12 or almost the same time every night. You check the clock, maybe roll over, maybe fall back asleep, and you don't think much of it. But here's the part most people ignore. That pattern isn't random. Your body doesn't wake you up for no reason. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Because consistent nighttime wake-ups can be a sign that your brain is struggling to maintain stable sleep cycles. Something is interrupting the process. It could be stress hormones, blood sugar fluctuations, or even breathing issues during sleep. But here's what matters. Every time you wake up, even briefly, your brain's deep sleep cycle gets disrupted. And when that happens repeatedly, your brain never fully completes its repair work. Think about it like this. Imagine trying to clean your entire house, but someone interrupts you every 20 minutes. You never finish. That's exactly what's happening in your brain. But wait, it gets worse. Your body can actually get used to this pattern. You start waking up at the same time every night, and it becomes your normal. You stop questioning it. You stop noticing how much it's affecting you until you start feeling constantly tired. Your focus drops. Your mood becomes unpredictable. And here's the scary part. Most people try to fix this by focusing on falling asleep faster, but that's not the issue. The issue is staying in deep, uninterrupted sleep. And this is where things go wrong, because the cause isn't always obvious. It might be something as simple as late night eating, or too much caffeine earlier in the day, or unresolved stress your brain is processing at night. Small things, but repeated every day. And over time, they break your sleep without you realizing it. Section 4. The silent warning signs your brain didn't recover. Your alarm goes off. You open your eyes, and within seconds, you already know something feels off. Not exhausted, not sick, just not right. Like your brain didn't fully come back online. You've probably experienced this more times than you can count. And here's the truth. Your morning state is one of the clearest signals of what happened to your brain during the night. But most people ignore it. They push through, grab coffee, scroll their phone, start the day without asking the most important question. Why does my brain feel like this? Here's where it gets interesting. There are specific signs your brain gives you when it didn't recover properly. And once you notice them, you can't unsee them. Like needing caffeine just to feel normal, not energized, just normal, or struggling to find words during simple conversations, or reading something and realizing you didn't absorb any of it. You go back, read it again, still nothing. That's not just distraction. That's reduced cognitive clarity. And this is the part no one talks about. Your brain isn't just tired. It's underperforming because it didn't complete its overnight reset. But wait, this changes everything. Even your mood is affected. You feel slightly more irritable, less patient, more reactive. Small things bother you more than they should, and you don't connect it to sleep. But it is, because your brain regulates emotions during sleep. And if that process gets interrupted, your emotional control weakens. Now think about how this compounds over time, day after day. Night after night, slightly worse focus, slightly worse mood, slightly worse memory. Individually, it's subtle, but together, it changes how your brain functions. And the worst part? It feels normal because it happens gradually until one day you realize you're not as sharp as you used to be, and you don't know why, but now you do. So here's the truth most people never hear. Your brain isn't just asking for sleep. It's asking for better sleep, the kind that actually repairs, resets, and protects you. Because every single night, your brain is either recovering or falling behind. And the difference comes down to a few small things you do without thinking. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Give your brain a real shutdown window. At least 30, 60 minutes before bed. No screens, no stimulation, no emotional overload. Let your mind slow down naturally. Keep your sleep environment slightly cool, dark, and quiet. Even small disruptions matter more than you think. Watch the patterns. If you're waking up at the same time every night or relying on caffeine every morning just to feel normal, don't ignore it. That's your brain asking for help. And most importantly, stop treating sleep like a passive activity, because it's not. It's one of the most active, important processes your body has. Protect it, and your brain stays sharp, clear, and resilient. Ignore it, and the damage doesn't happen all at once. It builds quietly until you can't ignore it anymore. If this made you rethink your sleep even a little, that's a good sign. Most people ignore these signals for years until it starts affecting their focus, mood, and memory in ways they can't explain. You don't have to wait for that. Start small. Notice the patterns. Protect your nights. And if you want more simple, science-backed insights like this, the kind that actually change how you feel day to day, consider subscribing. Your brain will thank you for it.